Hey, welcome back. Thanks for being with me again. Glad to have you here. And thanks to everyone for all the awesome feedback I've been getting on this, the Momentum series, and the Marketing Accelerated program. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk about you and your future. Specifically, I want to talk about how much you think about your future. What does that look like? And really, how much time do you spend focusing on that? The reason I ask that is, well, there's a few reasons. And what I guess the first thing I'll talk about is I was speaking with someone the other day and I really frustrated them. And the reason being was that I don't watch the news. And, they're like, well, we're in the middle of this pandemic. How do you keep up on things? The important things are going to get to me. I'm aware of, the things in my life that are important and need attention. Obviously they get to me and I'm aware of, but I don't need to consume myself with hours and hours of news that half the time I don't even know if it's real or what it is, but it's just consuming my mind with garbage. And so I don't spend a lot of time doing that. But regardless of what's happening on the news, it changes how we live if it's certain things like this pandemic, but none of that, nothing happening on the news, nothing happening with the pandemic or the quarantine or anything else has changed what I want to accomplish in my future. It hasn't changed my goals. It hasn't changed my outlook. It's just something that's happening along the way. And so many people that I talk to spend no time thinking about their future and all of their time worrying about everything that's happening now. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying ignore the now. You obviously have to deal with everything that's going on and do what you need to do. But you also still have to have your future planned out and your goals set and what you want to accomplish. And, I want to challenge you. Go to jeffhagee.com and take my Momentum series. It's a free training. It's 3 short videos, but you'll learn a lot out of it. In the first video, we go through an exercise that will help you get a clear path on what you want to accomplish in your future and why you want to do it. And as we go through that program, it's really going to help you on this topic. So I plead with you, go jeffhagee.com, Momentum series. It's free. You're not going to get charged anything for it. So just take the time to do it. I think the longest video is 30 minutes and the other 2 are 12 or 13 minutes. So it's not going to take a lot of time, but I promise you it will be well worth your time. But, looking at how we vision our future, and so many times, I used to be in the banking industry. You look at credit history, you look at credit reports. From a banking perspective, they look at things based on your past determines your future. And that's how decisions are made in the banking industry and things like that. Your past doesn't need to determine your future. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past, things you've done, the person you've been. You can create your future right now going forward, and you can change whatever's happened in the past and make those differences. And you don't have to be tied in by something that's happened in the future, and you can refuse to be defined by your past. So I've got an opportunity right now. I'm in the middle of it. Benjamin Hardy is releasing a new book called Personality Isn't Permanent, and it's being released on June 16th. And I will be talking about that and writing a blog about that before then, because I'm having the opportunity to read that book before it's being released. And so I want to read something out of that book. So this is your pre-release of the book as well, but it really ties into this topic, I think. It says, the most successful people in the world base our identity and internal narrative on their future, not their past. For example, Elon Musk often speaks of wanting to live out the end of his life on Mars. Human travel to Mars isn't possible yet, but dying on Mars is the story Musk tells about his future. That is the purpose that's shaping his identity, actions, and decisions. Whatever you think of him, Elon Musk is focused on where he is going as a person, and it's entirely in his future, not his past. His attention, energy, and narrative are based on the future he's creating. You don't hear him talking about the PayPal days. You don't see him limiting limited by what he's previously done or failed at. You don't even hear him mention the past unless he's explicitly asked about it. And, Elon Musk is obviously someone that a lot of people are aware of. And there's probably a lot of people that are only recently aware of him because of Tesla or SpaceX or something recent that don't even know he was part of PayPal, because that's not something he focuses on. He's focusing on his future. And the more we focus on our future, and as I mentioned, you don't neglect what you're going through and deal with those circumstances now. But the more we focus on the future, the more we can create that future that we want. The more that we do that and create that future we want, we're not just walking into the future that's being created for us. And so I really want you to, number one, I really want you to go through the momentum training at jeffhagee.com. It's free, and I know that you'll get a lot out of it, and it'll be worth your effort and time. It's 3 videos that come out. You'd get one today, another in a couple days, and another a couple days later. And they're short, but they're very effective. And, I want you to start thinking about the future so that you can become the person that you want to be, not the person that your life just walks you towards. And I want you to really start thinking about your goals, and that'll be something that you're able to really figure out on a different level in the Momentum series, and probably in a way that you haven't looked at it before. And the other part that I liked is a quote by Seth Godin in the beginning of Benjamin's book, where he says this. He was talking about the book, and he said, "It'll help you unlock the future that you may have been brainwashed into believing wasn't possible." So I really want you to think about this. And besides going through the momentum training, I want you to spend some time. I do it as I'm laying in bed just before I fall asleep. But spend 5-10 minutes, whatever you need to do, where you can just lay there and envision your future. Envision everything. If you're doing this on a daily basis, you can do every part of it. You can figure out that future family, that future dream home, that future job, that future business you own, whatever it is. Have that vivid picture in your mind. That home that you're dreaming of, that you one day want to have. Have every inch of that home something that you've walked through, that you've seen, that you've had a vivid picture of it in your mind. Whether it's the family you want, whether it's the job you want, the business you want to build, all of those things. So this is powerful, and this is something that more people need to do, and it's actually an easy thing to do. And if you can just think about it and imagine that 5 minutes a day of visioning your future could change your future, could help you create the future you want, isn't that worth it? So why not at least give it a try? Whether you think it's possible or not, give it a try. And if nothing else, that's 5 minutes less that you're focusing on all the negativity that you're hearing on the news and social media and everything else. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Please go through the Momentum series at jeffhagee.com and let me know about it. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what you think about the part that you'll go through after the first module about creating that future. I want to hear about it and how it impacts you. Thanks, and we will see you again tomorrow. I'm excited. This podcast, it started out as something I was just throwing on YouTube and adding to my website, but now it's out there on Spotify, Google, and as of yesterday, or the day before, it was on Apple Podcasts. So please go and share those. Help me out by giving me a ranking on it. All those things, they help. So I appreciate it, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.